Evidence tonight that the oil that gushed from the Gulf is still littering the shores of Alabama beaches.
News 5's Debbie Williams went back in the air today, and she joins us now live from the Gulf State Park Beach Pavilion. So, Debbie, tell us, what did you see?
Well, it may look clean, Roseanne, but there is still a lot of oil out there and on the surface under the water. We have been up in the plane. We have been here on the ground. We went from Perdido Pass in Orange Beach all the way to Fort Morgan, and we saw several things from the air. We are going to effort to get you those pictures and some of the sights and sounds that we heard. If we can take a look over to my left, you will see that one of the cleanup crews that was on the beach all day today, they're doing an excellent job at what they're doing. But it's amazing to see the amount of oil that is still in plain sight. We talked with the supervisor of that crew. Those crew members are using shovels and buckets and fishing nets to sift through the sand and try and find what oil they can. But the amazing thing is that we found oil in plain sight, and it wasn't just a few pieces of oil or a wave of oil. It was lots of tar balls that have through the summer, through the season, and through the waves in the sand have been tossed on shore.
I think right along in here is where he filmed that.
After hearing reports of more oil off the coast of Gulf Shores, we took to the air again to see what might be out there. The first area we wanted to check was Little Lagoon Pass. We'd seen a video that looked like oil coming out of the pass. It's more like algae discoloring the water that's flowing into the Gulf. All along the coast, a non-metallic sheen, in places 4 miles offshore.
Yeah, you can see all that sheen out there.
Cleanup crews sporadically dotted the beaches. There were crews near Laguna Key and West Beach, a large group of workers at the Bon Secours Wildlife Refuge.
A lot of folks out here.
But it was the oil in plain sight that got our attention. So we were up in the air. We saw several of the cleaning crews all along the surf line, all up and down the coastline. And we wondered why they were cleaning there when up on the beach, there are all these little tar balls, little pieces of oil. Almost anywhere you look, you can find them, and nobody's cleaning them up.
They're down to, I would say, probably a couple hundred people, and they need thousands of people out here to get everything cleaned up.
A man who identified himself as a worker for BP but wanted to remain anonymous says he's been working on those cleanup crews since June.
The beaches are not clean. They've been just covering it up. They've just been covering it up. There's oil everywhere, just below the sand up to 6 foot.
Using shovels, buckets, and fishing nets, they sift through the sand. But there is so much more, he says, beneath the surface.
If you dig down about 4 foot, there's actually layers about 4 inches thick of nothing but tar down there close to the pier. There's just tar, and solid layers of tar.
Now, the supervisor that I told you about earlier, who is a retired BP worker and is the foreman of this crew back here, he said that there were at least 300 workers on the beach from Perdido Pass to Fort Morgan today, and he said that they know that there is oil on the beach and in the water, and they will chase it, they will find it, and they will get it. Live in Gulf Shores, Debbie Williams, News 5.